This story originally began months ago when my entitled sisters demanded that I let them rent out my vacation home for profit. I refused. They felt they deserved it because family helps family, even though my wife and I paid for the property, the taxes, and all the maintenance. That refusal eventually led to their husbands breaking into the property and facing criminal charges. But before it reached that point, things had already been unraveling. Recently, my parents hosted a large backyard barbecue. I didn't want to go because I don't enjoy being around my sisters, their husbands, or their kids, but my wife was pressured into attending. When we arrived, the atmosphere was already chaotic. My sisters and their husbands were visibly drunk, while my mom was overwhelmed trying to supervise 5 kids near the pool. My dad wisely stayed in the hot tub with a cooler of beer and stayed out of it. Not long after we arrived, 2 kids pushed a guest into the pool as a joke. Everyone saw it, but my sisters thought it was hilarious. Later, 3 of the kids ran full speed at me, clearly trying to shove me into the pool next. I simply stepped aside, and all 3 kids went straight into the deep end. They were pulled out quickly and were never in real danger, but the situation exploded. My sisters screamed that I had almost let their kids drown, even though they weren't watching them at all. 2 of the kids had also been filming on their parents' phones, which ended up destroyed in the pool. Somehow, that was also blamed on me. We left, and things got worse afterward. That incident triggered months of escalating drama. My sisters demanded apologies, money for the phones, and eventually renewed access to the vacation home. When that failed, my parents finally revealed a secret: my wife and I actually own the vacation home, not them. That revelation sent my sisters into a spiral. It came out that one sister had secretly been renting the place out for thousands of dollars per stay and keeping the money. Both sisters were also in serious financial trouble. After repeated harassment, surprise visits, threats, and demands that I pay for their kids' college, I cut contact completely. I secured the property with locks, gates, cameras, and hired a local caretaker. Then, after weeks of silence, their husbands broke in anyway. They cut the gate, smashed locks, damaged doors, broke into the barn, and were caught by cameras. The caretaker called the sheriff. Both men were arrested for breaking and entering, property damage, and making threats. I refused to drop the charges until they paid for everything. Eventually, they paid damages, signed a legal settlement, accepted permanent no-contact terms, and pled guilty to trespassing. The charges were mostly dropped, but the consequences stuck. The result? Peace. No more drama. No more entitlement. And a very expensive lesson learned. Family does not mean free access. And boundaries matter, especially when ignored for too long.